Hey everyone, welcome back. So yeah, if you saw a previous video I've probably put on the channel by now, I basically went through my Letterboxd here and pulled up the stats and discovered, what my most watched directors' films were. And then I basically went through the ones that I've logged from each director of those sort of top 10 and talked about briefly my favourite from those 10 and a few others along the way. I really enjoyed doing that video, so I thought I'm going to do a second one, and this time I'm going to just quickly change the settings over here. So now we're going to be looking at, again, we're going to be a top 10. So this is going to be the top 10 directors that come up as my highest rated. So I'm guessing that's just going to say, what movies that I gave the highest ratings to. If you found all the directors from them, what director comes out with the highest average rating from what I've scored them on Letterboxd. I'm pretty sure that's how it's worked. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll have a look and get into it. So the directors in this video are going to be, now this is again going to be no surprise to anyone, so this must be based on my list of reviews rather than anyone else's. So yeah, the first director on this list coming up with a 4.8 score out of 5 as an average from the movies I've seen from them is Jim Henson. So again, I'm not going to go into it. If you know, you know. Then I've got someone called Nick. Now this is where I'm going to show my ignorance here. I don't know directors very well. I know them, what I would consider the big ones, but there's a bunch of these that I probably can't even pronounce because I have a reading level of a 5-year-old. So I'll put them up on the screen so you can read them first and sort of see how badly I did at pronouncing their names. Second one is got a 4.5 rating, and that's Nick Cassavetes. I'm pretty sure I got that right. Then we've got Frank Darabont at 4.5, Ridley Scott at 4.5 average, John G. Avildsen, may have butchered that one, 4.5, Alan Parker at 4.5, John McTiernan at 4.3, we've got Coralie Fargeet. Maybe I've got that wrong. That's 4.2. Brian Singer at 4.2 and Joel Cohen at 4.2. So let's work our way through the list of directors. I'll basically click on each director, see what films I've watched on them, and yeah, we'll find out what my favourite of those is. So Jim Henson, I've only seen 2 Jim Henson movies. I guess he hasn't done that many, right? But yeah, so Labyrinth, if you don't know by now, it's my favourite movie of all time. There's no surprise that is going to be my winner from these 2. That's a 5-star movie, and very, very close behind it is The Dark Crystal, which has got a 4.5 star rating from me as well. Yeah, if you know me, you know that I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I've probably filled the channel up with my Labyrinth love over the years. So let's go on to the next director. So the next director here we've got is Nick, we just missed him here, Nick Cassavetes, maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. Again, this is one I've spoken about quite a lot on the channel. This is The Notebook, which again I'm pretty sure is controversial for a man like me, but I just love that film, I can't deny it. That gets a 5-star movie, and a more recent rewatch for me, which I didn't realise until after I started watching it, was the same director, which is Alpha Dog from 2006, which gets a close up 4 stars out of 5. So I've only seen those 2 movies by him so far, or at least that's the only 2 I've logged on Letterboxd. So let's move on to the next director. So we've got Frank Darabont here. So yeah, Frank Darabont, such a great guy. Now, I am surprised when I clicked on here. I've only logged 2 of his movies. Now, obviously, the big one in here is Shawshank Redemption that's missing from my recent watch. I have seen Shawshank Redemption. I'm amazed that I haven't seen it since I've had Letterboxd, which is a good number of years now, so I'll have to rectify that. But I think probably still the Green Mile, regardless of Shawshank being logged or not, would probably come out on top. Shawshank being a very close second, and then a movie that I always try and tell people about, which is Buried Alive from 1990. So yeah, it technically is a TV movie, but for me it's a 4-star TV movie. It starts off a little shaky, I'll be honest. It was a 4:3 kind of like ratio. It looked a little bit like a TV movie at the start. Get past the first 10-15 minutes and yeah, you'll be engrossed. I guarantee it. It's such a good thriller, like a dark thriller. If you like your 90s dark thrillers, just look into the Buried Alive from Frank Darabont. You're in good hands. Yeah, more people should be talking about that film. Okay, next director. So moving on to Ridley Scott. So Ridley Scott, again, I've seen more Ridley Scott movies than has been logged in here. This is quite an eye-opener for me. I need to go back and watch more Ridley Scott, rewatch them more. So since using Letterboxd, I've only logged 2 of his movies. So between those two, they both come in at joint first place with a 4.5-star rating, and that is Thelma and Louise and G.I. Jane. So yeah, probably G.I. Jane was quite controversial with a 4.5 star, because I don't think many people get on with it as well as I did there, but I really enjoyed that 1997 movie. And 1991, so Thelma and Louise, yeah. So I need to get on some more Ridley Scott rewatches from that. Okay, so next one up is going to be John G. Avildsen. Aha, so yeah, I'll be honest, I wouldn't have even been able to tell you, if someone told me this guy's name, I wouldn't have been able to tell you what movie he directed. Now, he's the director of The Karate Kid and Karate Kid Part 2, or at least they're the two I've had logged from him. I honestly don't know whether he's done a whole bunch more. I can have a look, actually. I've got Letterboxd open, haven't I? But yeah, again, same story as Ridley Scott on the one before. So these both get a 4.5-star rating from me, The Karate Kid and Karate Kid Part 2. I absolutely love those films. Again, childhood watches for me, rewatched so many times. Let's see what he's done. Okay, so director of Rocky. So everyone's probably shouting at the screen right now. I have seen Rocky, definitely seen Rocky, and I would probably give that, again, a good 4.5, maybe even 5. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. This is just a catalogue of everything I have seen since using Letterboxd, which has been a handful of years. So I have watched movies since I was about, 3 years old. So there's a lot more in there that have been seen, but just not logged as yet. Any other highlights stand out from here? I guess you guys are probably shouting at the screen what they've done, but for me, I guess the biggest one there is probably going to be, it's probably going to be Rocky. So you've got Rocky, The Karate Kid 1 and 2, then you've got Rocky 5 from 1990, apparently is also directed by him. But yeah, they're the ones that stand out the most for me. Okay, so let's go back to what our main task was here. Let's go back to the next director. So my highest rated logged movies from the director, Alan Parker. Let's see what Alan Parker's done. Oh, okay, so Alan Parker, director of Life of David Gale. Now, yep, I absolutely love this film. This is one, again, I saw when I was growing up as a teenager and really enjoyed from 2003. I gave it a rewatch recently, like within the last 12 months, and I hadn't seen it for years since I first watched it when I was back in a teenager, and I was a bit nervous it wasn't going to hold up, but no, definitely I gave that 5 stars straight away, so Kate Winslet in there as well. Yeah, if you haven't seen that one, highly recommend that one. And he did also Angel Heart from 1987, so I've given this one a 4-star review. I think Robert De Niro, I think, in that one. So let's see what else he's done as we did it with the last one. Okay, so Mississippi Burning, Midnight Express. These are 2 films I still need to see. Evita, so I don't think I've seen it. I've got it somewhere on an import, but I haven't seen it yet. Fame, Bugsy Malone, Angela's Ashes. So yeah, a lot of ones I've heard of, but I just haven't got to or seen as yet. So yeah, that was Alan Parker. Okay, next we're going to look at highest rated movies from each director, John McTiernan. Okay, so this is probably no surprise. My favourite movie from this director is going to be Die Hard. I've given this one a full 5-star review. So many rewatches. Every Christmas I put this on, pretty much without fail, and just have an absolute blast with that one. Closely followed up by Predator with a 4-star review there from 1987, and then The Thomas Crown Affair from 1999, which I was actually surprised about. I knew nothing about it going in. I think 88 put it out on Blu-ray. I picked it up on a deal, I think. Gave it a watch, and I was really surprised. So Pierce Brosnan in there. Yeah, bit of a crime caper, like a heist crime caper. But I really enjoyed it, and I didn't think I would going in, based on the cover and the sort of loose idea of the plot I knew when I first looked at it. So there you go. The benefits of going in blind sometimes. So, next highest rated director of the films I've watched comes as, the one I really struggle to say, Coraline, Fargate. So director of The Substance. Now, if you again follow the channel for a while, that was my favourite movie of that year, which is 2024, I think that one came out. And also Revenge. So yeah, Substance being my favourite by half a star, so 4.5 stars for that one. And then you've got Revenge being a 4-star, closely followed behind. Let's see if she's done anything else since then. So we've got something here from 2014, Reality Plus. Never seen that. No, nothing to speak of, I'd say. Okay, so next one. Highest rated movies I've logged by director. Let's go back to the penultimate one. So Bryan Singer. Again, so I've probably seen more Bryan Singer movies. I'll have to look afterwards. I've only got 2 logged here. I've got the original X-Men from, was that 2000? Yeah, 2000, as a 4.5-star movie. Stand by that. That was really good. Before we had any MCU, these were kind of what we were getting. I really loved that. Hugh Jackman, obviously being Wolverine, was just absolutely perfect casting. And then you got The Usual Suspects, the 4-star movie. Now, I'll be honest, I think my memory of The Usual Suspects, watching that as a teen, was really, really good. My rewatch of it was slightly less good than I remember. Not taking anything away from it, still give it a 4-star. I just remember, maybe it's one of those ones because it's got such a twist on it. Maybe the twist is the most impactful thing at the end to give you, like, when you first view it. Maybe that's what makes it for you, I don't know. Or maybe my tastes have just changed slightly, but yeah, like I say, don't get me wrong, still 4-star movie. It just when I rewatched it, I was expecting just a little more, possibly a 5-star movie, but it wasn't quite there. So yeah, technically my favourite movie from this director that I've seen is the X-Men. Let's pull up what else he's done. Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay, I've definitely seen that. I must have just watched that just before I started logging things on Letterboxd. Again, really enjoyed that one, and a bunch more of the X-Men movies, which again I do enjoy, but that first one and the second one definitely good for me. Okay, so he directed Batman Returns from 2006. Yep, I do quite like that one as well. Valkyrie. I've not seen Valkyrie yet, from 2008. Apt Pupil. I feel like I've heard people talk about that one from 1998. I haven't seen it. Let's see if anyone who I follow has watched this one. Or maybe it's a remake. Is it a remake of one that is better? Let me see. So, okay, quite a lot of people I follow have seen this one. So we've got Patricia over at Sprinkles the Cinema. She's given us 3-star. We've got Graham over at Man v Films, giving it 4 stars. So who else we got here? We've got Mike over at Cinema X-Men, 3.5 stars. And then we've got Andy over at Forgotten What Movies, another 3.5 stars. Jordan, apparently at Movie Worm, wants to go see this one as well. But yeah, so there's some of the people that I follow. But yeah, Apt Pupil, not sure. Anyway, I'm sidetracking myself here. This is what happens when I put a film on. I just start loading IMDb up and just punching through all the stats for the film rather than actually watching it after time. Okay, so next director, I think we've got, is it one more left to go? Let's see. Highest rated directors. Yep, so the last director on here, so Joel Coen as one of the Coen brothers. Again, now I must have seen more than this, but I've got here logged 2 movies. The Big Lebowski, which I've given a 4.5-star review. Watched this one quite a lot growing up. And Raising Arizona. I watched this one less. I've only seen it a couple of times, but yeah, 4-star movie for Raising Arizona. Let me just click on Joel Coen, see what he comes up with. So you've got No Country for Old Men. I've definitely seen that one. Fargo, 100% seen that one. Burn After Reading, I've seen a long time ago. Brother, Where Art Thou? Yep, definitely seen that one. True Grit, definitely seen that one. What else we got? Inside Llewellyn Davis. I'm pretty sure I've seen that one. I don't think I was a big fan, to be honest, of that one there from memory. What else we got here? Barton Fink from 1991. I still want to see that. I haven't seen that one yet. Miller's Crossing I've definitely seen. A Blood Simple I've definitely seen, but it's high up on my rewatch list. Hail Caesar I've not seen. A Serious Man I've seen, enjoyed, but I probably wouldn't go back to it. What else we got? Intolerable Cruelty. I've definitely... Have I seen that one? No, I've picked it up, but I haven't seen that one yet. Remake of The Lady Killers I've never seen. Yeah, a couple more in there, but they're the main ones. So yeah, So again, I hope that was sort of slightly entertaining there to watch me go through my highest rated movies and see which directors that did those and pick my favourites from each one. So if you like these kind of videos, let me know down below. I can always do some more of these Letterboxd dive-in videos. But yeah, had fun doing this one. So thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.